when it comes to low-range melee compositions, right? She
Yeah.
shreds through your teams with the boomerang blades and the bouncing blades. It can get really rough to even get anything started if you're trying to fight into something like that. You look at the Vi, you look at the Galio, they want to get in, they want to get the taunt down, the ultimate down, and if Sivir just throws the ultimate, your team dips out. You have so much mobility on the side of Furia, right? I mean, it is pretty disgusting. You have a dash, you have a teleport, right, with the Lissandra. You have so many ways to get out of these kind of lockdown situations that it can be rough for Loud to navigate these fights. And I love how you mentioned it, Axe. Yeah, Robo's ultimates, they have not been good. But now he's got the setup. You don't need to hit these amazing ultimates when you've got a Galio and a Vi CCing somebody. Just ult one person. The thing's on like a 45-second cooldown rank 2. It is absolutely disgusting how often you can launch that sucker.
And it's both drafts with their pluses and minuses for Loud and Furia coming in. Once again, Loud going into the pockets, pulling out the unlikely picks, the Galios, the Rumbles, and Furia trying to answer, and they definitely have the tools to do it here today. Loud 1-0 up in the series. Both these teams would love a second crack at Pain waiting in the grand finals, but they've got plenty more series to play out before they get that shot.
This is my favorite Tino's pick when Tino's is really doing poorly in a series, because I like to characterize it as they put him on the pink made Galio outfit because he's doing bad. He's doing really well in this series, actually, but they did put him on Galio regardless, and it always does seem kind of punitive because he looks so silly. So I mean, maybe we'll get a couple, good shots as Galio. Like, he looks ridiculous, man. So, I don't know.
Yeah, some damage again. Okay.
It's going to be traded back. It's aggressive, the early Rakan W, but Brancy and Zeus comfortable enough to go for it. We can see Robo burning away at FNB early on in this game. And in that first game, we had the Vel'Koz, and we saw him rotate to bot lane. He was too slow to make it, just raw walking down there. Now Tinones has started with Predator Boots, and he's got Ghost. He is not missing a fight on the map if he can help it.
Yeah, and the way Furia win this is just by side laning and split pushing. You look, there's a very, very distinct advantage that Furia has over Loud, and it's the TPs, right? Envy and FNB both having TP in their lane, while Robo opting in for the full smork. Like, I'm just going to take it to you. I'm going to dominate you in lane. This Renekton pick is going to be useless. Took the Ignite on the Rumble for that added kill pressure. And like you said, Tinone's Flash Ghost as well. And obviously, he kind of has a pseudo teleport with the ultimate. But even then, I mean, just side laning, getting down, and I think Furia, they just never want a team fight, right? They always want to skirmish. They want to do these 2v2s, these 3v3s, and just never let Loud group up with these champion picks here, and that's how they win this game.
Yeah, he was able to take control of that jungle matchup in game 1, and nothing changes right here. He's been spotted, and they will clear out that vision right there as Robo's pushed up, trying to cover that Rumble. As you said, no TP, pretty vulnerable if he drops that early into FMV, so they've got to keep him protected. That topside matchup so far going for Loud once again in the counter matchup. FNB has at least been forced to blind pick both times, but at least he is on a champion that I feel he has just a bit more agency on, just from the type of player that FNB is.
Yeah, he slices, dices into that backline, locks down one of the, I would say he's one of two damage threats, right? Robo is the other one, and then it's just Zeri. If he can lock down somebody like Bronche, somebody like Robo before they can get a lot of their damage, big damage abilities off, yeah, I think it is good for Furia, and they have a lot of mobility, like I said, a lot of different flank angles with the Claw, with the Wukong clone, with the Slice and Dice. There's so many different angles that they can come from that I never want to see Furia taking a fair 5v5 fight. I want to see them flanking. I want to see them on the backside here, hitting you from the back, punching you in the back of the head, all that kind of stuff. I want to see Furia play dirty, and that's how they're going to win these team fights, I feel. If they play front to back, it's just going to be a wash.
We may have had some technical difficulties with Axeman's mic. We're just confirming that one right now, so apologies for any long periods of silence, as we have had Redbert into this mid lane just to punish Shinodes, but Man's got a magic shield. He's got the damage reduction from the Shield of Durand as well. This Galio pick, pretty hard to punish from the Lysandra. He's pretty good at dealing with those AP mids.
He's pretty good at dealing with those AP mids. Wanted to point out, and did want to point out, I liked your point earlier on, Trajan, about Robo potentially picking Camille here. I feel like that dive combination could be really powerful. Redbird potentially caught out.
I think I got peppered down by Brancy there. That this I remember when people told me that Zeri Yumi was supposed to lose lane, and I'm not seeing it. You know, they're 12 CS up. They seem to be just winning every trade. What does this mean? What's going on?
I think it's the fact that they don't really have a lot of jungle attention as well from Goot. Goot can't punish. Zeri Yumi, they have the combat summoner advantage as well, who Yumi generally takes the exhaust ignite as we see here, and yeah, that damage.
Flash!
Wow!
With the punish, oh my word, taking this lane into his own hands.
That's incredible there, flashing forward for that kill. Croc's still going for this dive here too. Nettuno's going to walk out, and they take the plating down. Just like that, Bruncy way out in front here in a lane that is supposed to be Nettuno favored.
He's caught there. They smited a minion out of the way. There's the exhaust. They don't find the spell shoot down. A flash. Nettuno navigates that dive so well and takes a solo kill to boot.
What?
That takes Seos right down. That's wild, man. Did not expect that one. I think that Yumi potentially hit Nettuno with a Q, took turret aggro, and then just only able to eat 2 turret shots. There's just no health on the champion, but that's unfortunate there for Loud.
That was such a poor turret dive, like from Loud. No flashes were expended during that, right? The exhaust ignite went down. You have to expect somebody like Croc to first tank it up, then swap the aggro over to Sales. Sales then W's onto Bronche, so then they can swap that turret aggro onto Bronche, who can another tank another turret hit. That's at least 4 to 5 turret hits minimum before you can get the dive off. They just let Sales tank 2 turret hits, get the bouncing blade, the bouncing blade off, and Nettuno picks up a kill for his trouble. I thought he was blundering completely when he went back in to clear those waves, but he mind-controlled Loud to just pull off one of the worst dives I've ever seen.
And that is a happy kill for him. Much needed gold into the Furia AD carriers. Bronzy did get that first blood and is still way up in the CS mark. This Sivir needs to get online as soon as possible. They've got to be hitting that 2 and 3 item mark as soon as possible if they want to hold back the Loud tide. This is a team that was controlling game 1 from the very beginning and was not afraid to close it out early. As now Robo and Croc getting aggressive onto FMB. There's a lot of bodies up in this mid lane. Maybe looking for a bit of a CBLOL Herald fight pretty soon.
Certainly could be here. It'll be Redbird looking for the angle, and actually big vial.
Oh, they've got the ults. There's the combo onto FNB, splashed away, but can't escape the knockup. But look on the other side, Bruncy has to slide away from the aggression from Furia. FNB will not make it back to tower, and now Furia, do you want to stick around for this one? Zeri's still pretty far away. Oh, Envy deep into the backside, ults himself, catches all 4 members, but doesn't have the damage. Bruncy over the side with an ultra shot laser, rejoins the fight with a bang, and it's Loud with a big win.
Really nice fight there from Loud. They're going to get the Rift Herald on the back end here. 2 low health bars from them here, Shibby.
Yeah, and Redbird was level 4 to Seos is level 6, right? They didn't have all their ultimates available. Nettuno just doesn't have the damage. He went call into the Noon Quiver, so it's not like these bouncing blades are going to hurt. And you just look at the replay here, right? The red carpet gets thrown down, the ultimate. They burn so much for this Crocodile. FNB does his best, but he just immediately gets flashed on. And now, this is where I was expecting the fight to turn. Envy just goes in with the Claw self-ultimate, and you just see Nettuno not able to put the damage down, Bronche on the backside, and when you fight in a corridor against something like a Rumble, like a Galio, it can be devastating, even without the ultimate. That Flame Spitter at max damage with the increased Fury, I guess, from Rumble, it can do so much more damage. I think the overheat,
It really
right?
can. Oh, it really can. I feel like Furia have misidentified what makes Sivir strong in the Zeri matchup here. It's because you can fight Zeri at range and drop the Qs on them, slowly whittling them down over the course of a lane. It's not because you get to fight over 8-minute Rift Heralds like that. You don't have the damage to that as Sivir. You saw, I think the one Q that went down just kind of nicked Tinones, and that was it, right? That's all the damage Netanel put out in that entire fight. Just got essentially blown up, right? After FNB went down, and it's just not a lot of damage that this team has to do here, at level 6. There's not a lot of big damage ultimates for the team, and not a lot of agency to fight over these early objectives.
And you just look on the side of Furia at the moment. Like you said, they need to scale up. They need to get Sivir in a position where the bouncing blades start doing damage. But yeah, they're kind of feeling themselves a little bit, and that kind of throws them away. About a 2.5, 2.2k gold lead getting in for Loud. And Loud's composition, if they get ahead early, it could just steamroll these objectives, right? They're not stacking dragons as quickly as they did last game. They don't feel the need to because they have something like the Zero Yumi safety net. But this Herald going down, this Tinones, and yeah, FNB again.
No. Again, look, the same 3 people bully circle on top of him, and he's completely dismantled before he gets a chance to defend it. Herald did crash into mid, a couple of plates picked up. Maybe they want to look for the dragon now, but Croc's on the top side.
This is how we see so many Furia games unfold where Furia loses. You have the core 3, the top laner, the jungler, the mid laner, form this kind of kill squad that just says, all right, boys, where's that crocodile? I need new boots. And they just go and find him, and they take him down every time. They've been skinning FNB alive up in this top lane so far. Just the second death, but, I mean, how much can you really put the crocodile behind in the early game before you start to say, I don't think FNB is doing anything this game?
It's disgusting, right? Look, FNB is like the kid that's getting held up for his lunch money, right? They say, give me your milk money. I'm going to throw everything at you. The 3 bullies shake him down for whatever he's got. And yeah, you just see, look at this guy, just the biggest bully I've ever seen in my life.
Even Croc's shouting. Croc's becoming a true Brazilian player now. Even he's shouting across the studio.
Yeah, he says, who's the real Croc now, huh? Yeah, it's me. It's me, Croc. Ha! Takes him right down. It's got the Divine Sunder in the inventory there, too, dealing plenty of damage. I believe that's one of the first mythic items on the Rift right now is on a jungler. That's a little spooky if you're a jungle man. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're somebody like Wukong who has to stare into that barrel. Like, Croc!
Oh, Robo with the flash, going for the 1 versus 1 with the ignite, diving him. Robo will call it off the burn. The ticks. FNB survives just about. You called how rough this matchup is, Shivy, and we're feeling it now.
Oh, man, with that added ignite as well, shaking him down once again. FNB's got to go back to his friend and said, I'm sorry, my milk money's gone. I need more allowance. And FNB, he's just having trouble in this top lane. No MR built at all, has a health crystal to his name. Finally upgraded it to the Kindle gem here, but it is 2.5 gold lead for Loud. They were posturing around this dragon. Wait a minute.
Oh, they're looking for the fight, going aggressive. Well, they cancelled Galio. Well, that could be huge, but Croc with the Divine Sunderer punches down one, punches down another, and Envy forced to retreat back to the towers. Tinones and Seos pushing him. A flash, an auto, trying to find it. There's the melee auto attack, and Tinones will give his life up for it. Not sure if that's worth, my friend, but it did look fun, as now Yumi is going to step back onto Croc, and now Bransey's still there, and maybe they go for the dragon now, finally, at 14 minutes.
Possible here, and a 14-minute first dragon, not uncharacteristic of the CBLOL if you're new to the league. This is maybe the normal. Maybe the normal. I will tell you a couple of statistics on the first Hextech dragon. It's actually pretty bad for the player, for the team's take. Oh, wait, Brunsey just dead?
No, wants to add a little death statistic onto Brunsey there. Gets his flash and his ultimate, but Croc and Seos are here to maybe turn something around. It's a tough ask into 2 members, though. They're just going to keep this Zeri safe.
We'll keep the Zeri safe for the time being. Brunsey playing with fire, staying out in this lane. But,
Robo's
speaking of fire.
He's got the ultimate, but he doesn't have the flash. He's in the 1 versus 2. Is he going to drop it? FNB is so low. It's the Protobelt 3 versus 1. They need it to take down this Rumble. Envy will seal the deal. Goo picks up the kill.
FNB
really nicely done there.
Yeah, FNB called his siblings. He said, guys, there's a bully here. Let's take care of him. As we see the breakdown from Axe coming in onto this fight.
Yeah, really nicely done canceling the Galio ultimate here. Really high mileage. This is my favorite part of the fight. Walking up, the rocket hits Envy. You have to move out, flashes out. No E available. Does hit the second punch there too. And there's just a bunch of damage.
Bro, someone calm this guy down. He's getting a bit too excited.
Who is he talking to, man? It's Furia versus Loud. Win rate went ahead so far. Furia just doesn't lose when they're ahead. And they're behind right now. Loud actually ahead that win rate.
No, now the counter bully's coming in. Robo taking his dues. He's had enough of the 3v1s. He's getting dumped on now himself.
Yeah, the hit's been put out for Robo here. $1 million for his head. Dead or alive, FNB has thrown it out. And yeah, Robo's getting bullied. They're just doing exactly what's been happening at FNB. And FNB, there's no way, right?
Doesn't quite find it. Steps away from the Vault Breaker. Very close there. Tidons there could have maybe been able to make that one work up. As that bot lane tower was picked up by Furia as well. Brancy's going to pick the opposite up on the top side. We haven't really seen much out of the Zeri. It's once again been all about the mid jungle top for Loud, and it's been working out about as well as last time.
I would say just about there as well, yeah. And they're trying to establish vision control over the top side of the map here. See the control wards from Loud are a little stifling for Furia as they try to move around the map. They lose that outer turret top side, and they'll lose a little bit of map pressure up there too, trying to reset.
Oh!
Wow.
They're onto Natuno. There's
That's
the combo,
not good.
the engage set up for
Oh!
Natuno with no chance of escape. Gutzin looking for the counterplay, instantly has to flee back. Robo on the flank. What an equalizer! And Tinon steps forward, forces the flash out of the Wukong. Robo still stepping up, burning down that croc. And the Herald is there. Ultra Shock laser. FNB limps away on a sliver. This mid tower is done.
FNB has not been allowed to play this game at all. I see him throw the dominance down. He still gets burned, and he's always walking away either dead or nearly dead. And the double, can they get the triple? Are we going for three? Going for three here.
V drops the abilities. Can he find it?
Wow,
There it is.
yeah.
Perfect. So much value out of that one. Loud, keeping that gold lead alive.
Seriously, that's a big charge there from the Herald all the way down into the inhib turret. What a push from Loud. Incredible work. 4-1-4 now on Tinons on this Galio. Starting to think, hey, I don't think this is a punishment pick for him. I think he's asking for it, right? I think he likes playing the Galio, and he certainly looks like it anyway. But he's been pretty big here on this pick. But yeah, you mentioned it, Chibi. FNB just not allowed to play the game so far. That's how you beat Furia, man. You isolate FNB, get him out in front, take him down early. And that's just about it. A couple things I will say. We talked about it in the draft. Robo tends to do exactly what he's doing now on Rumble here in the laning phase. You have a really good laning phase. He's 2-0. Coming out of it 15, he starts dying. Now he's 2-2-2, goes even. If, history holds with how Robo plays Rumble, it's all downhill from here for him. But just keep in mind, the rest of the team is super far ahead. So maybe they carry him through it.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned his ultimates have been pretty lackluster. He had a solid one into the mid lane, right? But they all did bunch up. They all were running away from Furia. And I love the itemization from Tinos. You have to realize the Galio was banned out last rotation in game one. So him getting it, him understanding that, okay, I need to go Shattered Crown. I need to stay alive. I can't just do my one rotation of spells. I have to get another rotation off, if anything, to be more effective in these fights. Because the dual damage that if Robo goes down, it really is just Bronches. They're just going to pick up a tier 2, the local gold. Guys,
We're just
Furia.
trading.
Furia.
Furia.
They're
They're ending the game.
They've taken the inner on top side, and Galio's just watching with Envy pushing in mid lane. There's an inhib tower down. Finally, the recalls have started to come through. They'll at least save the inhibitor, and that's the right call, right? You don't want to give them free waves to farm.
No. I think everybody has been opening the chapters of everyone's books and saying, you know what, actually, we don't take inhib before 20 minutes.
Hang on. Wait, they're still going for the 4 versus 5 right here, and Branse and Croc goes so deep. In comes Tinones with a hero's entrance. FNB, can he play the game? Will he get a kill? There it is onto Branse, and will he now escape alive? Croc with the Vault Breaker bounces him down, knocks him over for a killing spree, and the rest of Furia sent packing back into the base. Doesn't find land the Q for Rock. Goot and Redbird will survive, and now they think the inhibitor is time to go.
It's become a very material part of this game, so much so that we can analyze it. The Croc seems to have taken it very personally that FMB has picked Renekton into him. We've seen him chase him through team fights time after time, and you can chalk it up to saying, hey, that's their star player. Croc tries to, go and get the kill down on him. I think it's because he picked the Crocodile champion. I don't know. Maybe that's just my headcanon, but it does seem like there's a little bit of a chase down here. Watch what Croc does as FMB arrives into this fight. So he's on the opposite side of the fight from FMB, right? All of a sudden, Croc just bangs a 180. He's like, where is FNB? Goes over, flashes this whole wall, and chases him through the team fight to get the kill down onto him. It feels personal, Shibby.
It's absolute Terminator mode for Croc, right? He sets his eyes on, you know what? I gotta kill John Connor here. I gotta kill FNB right now. Absolutely, like you said, had the fist charging, was going on to Natuna and Redbird. He's like, you know what? Never mind. Actually, let me just kill FNB here. 1-3-2 scoreline for FNB. Has the Gore Drinker, and that's just about it. Everybody else on the side of Loud has about an item half lead here onto Furia. It is just Loud slapping them with their wallet. 6,000 gold ahead now at the 21-minute mark. Game 1 was close. Game 2 is just Loud has been in control for, I would say 90% of this game.
Someone needs to make a gif of the Croc finger wag that we got on the face cam earlier on. I really need that in my life, and that sums up how he's been playing this game. No, you cannot contest me at any point of this game. Goot has been practically invisible apart from that very early stage in game 1 when he got off the starting pad pretty quickly with the 3-0 on Viego, but he was shut down soon after that. We've not seen that much from him on the Wukong. It's been all about the Loud jungler really showing his class as they've started up the Baron and they're burning through it so quickly. Furia is here. FNB does have the TP. Are they going to commit it? There it is into the base. Loud peel off.
Nice
Redbird looking for the charm onto Robo, but look at the Croc ult deep into the backside. There's the Galio combo. Netuno is crushed under the weight of Loud, and Goot is forced to flee for his life as well. FNB on the backline trying to find Robo, but Yuumi will make that impossible, and they turn back for the Baron.
And suffocating is this pressure from Loud, right? You saw Furia. They started the engage, but Loud came to end it as Redbird is being chased down the emotes. It is just disgusting. Loud. Croc goes as deep as possible onto the backline of Furia, and then you just see the follow-up coming out from Tinones. It was disgusting. The ability for them to just turn that fight. They are just so far ahead. And, you pointed to it, Trajan. Goot, ineffective on this Wukong. They simply took it away from Croc, and that's maybe where the finger wag is coming from as Redbird is just trying to get out of here deep in enemy lines. And that's probably why Croc takes it personally. It's like, oh, you take my Wukong, I'm just gonna destroy you with this Vi then.
Oh yeah, the Vi has been huge so far this game. Little source of pride here. Oh, actually, Goot just
there it is.
Fully
There's
caught
the jungle
out.
matchup. Croc steps into his jungle and just gives him the 1-2, and Goot is back to the base.
Yeah, and you're back on the back foot there. If you saw in the last team fight, something really incredible happened. First of all, Croc ulted somebody who wasn't FMB. Actually, this is the first team fight in the game where FMB hasn't eaten like 3 enemy ultimates there. He teleported in the team fight into the Baron pit. It was actually on the back end of the fight. I was all excited because I was like, hey, FMB actually gets to do something. And Robo just solo killed him. Right? Just turned around and was like, no. And Yuumi arrived at the last second there, probably saved his life, but that was still really, really nice from Robo to be able to say, no, I stand alone. You know what? I can't kill you. Because I have the power now, but fun moment there. They're pushing into the base now.
Yeah, and this is a massive gold swing. It's 10,000 nearly for Loud here. 3,000 gold Baron power play for them. The bot lane inhibitor has already been taken pre-20 minutes, so that should be coming up very soon, but they can just walk in. Yeah. These guys can literally just muscle their way in, and nothing can be done. As
Croc's going in. He's muscling his way onto Envy right now. Forces the flash out of Lissandra as the second inhibitor falls. Baron Waves crashing in, and Loud will be conscientious about this. They'll go back for the last inhib. They're going to do this one by the book.
They're going to back out, take the inhib, reset, cash in their gold. They won big at the casino. I lied. Never mind.
Oh, Redbird wants to go in. He'll get Steve onto the backside, finds this area, and a defensive ultimate from Tinones. But there's the equalizer, cuts off the aggression. Two have gone down for Loud. Only one for Furia. Maybe Furia have finally found a winning fight, and they keep themselves alive.
Yes! Yes, sir! FMV! Come on! No, it's triple kill for Netino, but he's doing really good. 5, 4, and 3. Maybe the Sivir just outscaling now. They're finally finding that edge where, hey, we could just hit the Sivir R and just walk in, trying to get the kills down. That's on a relatively low cooldown now as well here. The Ghost full forward as the Furia fans are standing up in the audience and screaming at the stage. This is exciting. Here's that replay. Fast forward from Redbird. Goots in with the Wukong ultimate. They try to dissuade them with a number of different team fight ultimates. There's just nothing. Netino free hitting all game long. Triple kill there coming through for him, and the damage has arrived for Furia.
Yeah, Netuno, ooh, we talked about it too. Sivir, amazing into these triple melee compositions. And if she's allowed to free hit, Sivir with 2.5 items, gonna be probably sitting on 3. I don't think she cashed out just yet. She's probably gonna get the IE here. She's gonna rip through this Loud composition, and obviously they still have a very tall hill to climb, right, on the side of Furia. But if Netuno can get this positioning in order, the Flash Ghost ready to go, a couple more fights like that, and Furia can easily take this game. We saw Loud only 75% of the time that they're in the lead close the game out. Now that's still pretty high. That's solid 3 out of 4 games. This could be the low roll. This could be that 1 out of 4 where they lose. Yep. There is that graphic. Like we said, 72%. Uh-oh.
Oh, in goes Croc, straight onto the back
Netuno.
once again. There's the equalizer. Oh no, Netuno has gone, and FMB back to the grey screen. Goot with a last engage onto Brunty, but Zeri dashes away, goes golden, and will survive until Envy, in fact, drops the ultimate into the back of that team fight. But there's the ace for Loud. They had a stumble at the end there, but they'll push this one to a decisive 2-0.
Oh, there's just nothing they can do, nothing left for them, unfortunately, and not a good position for Furia to be in this series. This is where Furia loses series.